I have chosen to do the body cop comedy film Zootopia, produced by Walt Disney Animation Studios, directed by Rich Moore and Brian Howard. Zootopia critiques class struggle by portraying social hierarchy between predator and prey as an allegory for economic and systematic inequality, illustrating how stereotypes, discrimination, and institutional barriers prevent social mobility and reinforce divisions between privileged and marginalized groups. This animated film is set in a world where anthropomorphic animals coexist in a modern society. The story follows Judy Hopps, an ambitious rabbit who becomes the first of her kind to join the Zootopia Police Department. Determined to prove herself despite discrimination against smaller animals, she takes on a missing mammal case and reluctantly teams up with Nick Wilde, a wise guy, as he's her first lead for the case, as they uncover a conspiracy that manipulates the people's fears and deepens divisions between predator and prey. Judy and Nick challenge stereotypes and expose corruption at the highest levels. Ultimately, Zootopia delivers a powerful message about prejudice, bias, and social justice. The most clear lens this movie has would be Marxist. The main reason why I choose this lens is because the Marxist themes seem more important to me than some other options like queer theory. The class struggle has always existed, ever since humanity became a civilized society. Are there other movies that represent this? Yeah, but I simply chose Zootopia because it's the first movie that I remember and I could think of right away that has something to do with racism, discrimination, or stereotypes. Also because I haven't watched enough movies to choose. In the very beginning of the movie, it is established who the dominant class is, or the bourgeoisie being the predators, and the proletariat being the prey. The very first scene, from 110 to 120, depicts a more realistic animal behavior, where the predator is hunting its prey. As a young Judy Hopps narrates, a world where prey were scared of predators, and predators had an uncontrollable biological urge to maim and maul, and luckily, it was just a play explaining how they have now evolved to happily exist with each other and be anyone they want to be, especially in the city of Zootopia. So, if in the universe of Zootopia animals evolved just like humans, then it is very likely that segregation would have occurred in their past and that only predators could have certain professions, such as a police officer. Very shortly after the play is over, we go on to the next scene, from 4:30 to 4:33, where the first Fall character we're introduced to by the name of Gideon Gray tells the protagonist in a bullish manner, "What crazy world are you living in where you think a bunny could be a cop?" So then they proceed to get into a small fight over some tickets stolen by Gideon Gray, which Judy Hopps somehow manages to take back from his overalls, even though she got her butt whooped. She's such a good cop already, isn't she? This scene is very important because it shows Judy's determination to break stereotypes just to be who she wants to be, but it also shows from a young age they already begin to separate themselves into prey and predators. After a quick montage of Judy going through the police academy, we get to see her graduate and become a police officer. And at 7:20 to 7:30, the mayor of Zootopia proudly announces, "My Mammal Inclusion Initiative has produced its first police academy graduate, valedictorian of her class, CPD's very first rabbit officer." Now, there's nothing necessarily wrong with that, but it did catch my attention as to why you would need such an initiative in the first place. Is he trying to win more votes for the next election? Does a mayor attend all graduations? Now that Judy Hopps has become an officer, she needs to move to the big city, but not without saying goodbye. At 8 minutes and 41 seconds to 8 minutes and 46 seconds, her parents had some rather interesting things to say about predators. And foxes are the worst. Actually, your father does have a point there. It's in their biology. Then proceed to attempt to give her a bag of self-defense items, including a taser, which she only takes the fox spray. Now, it's time to fast forward in the movie a lot. After Judy cracks the missing mammal case, a lot of chaos unravels because they were all predators. However, it was not known why they had gone mad and started attacking people, so prey become extremely scared of predators, reinforcing their resentment towards them. During a peace rally, arguments break out, and a pig yells at 1 hour, 13 minutes, and 59 seconds to 1 hour, 14 minutes, and 2 seconds. Go back to the forest, predator. Now that's a copy and paste of telling someone to go back where they came from. And I have definitely heard that myself. That's why the scene stuck out to me so much. Fast forward a little bit. And the assistant of the mayor had an evil plan to frame predators as savages, which was starting to work really well actually, and confronts Judy while she catches her and Nick trying to stop her plan, and says that 1 hour, 29 minutes, and 52 seconds to 1 hour, 30 minutes, and 5 seconds, prey outnumber predators 10 to 1. Think of it, 90% of the population united against a common enemy. Sure, they may have haunted your people for thousands of years ago, but that does not make them a common enemy. What's interesting is the prey actually outnumber predators. I thought the majority would be the dominant class. This movie may have some serious themes, but it also has a great personal growth and empathy themes, as Nick and Judy learn to challenge their assumptions so they can grow as individuals, reinforcing the theme of self-improvement completely contrary to the villain, who just goes for corruption and power for herself. I just wanted to say thank you for listening.